This is a report from my short trip to Newcastle to visit my old friend Colin. I went from Oslo via London Stansted, and at lunchtime I wanted to have a sandwich, but to my surprise they would not accept my £5 note from my last visit, so I had to use my credit card. In Newcastle I stayed at Jessamine Hotel as I did on my last visit. I went to a nearby shop to buy a bottle of my favorite Newcastle brown ale with my coins. Next surprise was that the pound coin was not valid, but the credit card was accepted. Two mishaps on my first day, but the beer tasted excellent in the hotel room. Colin took care of me and gave me sightseeing in Northumberland to places I have not seen before.
Warkworth Castle is one of the most unusual medieval monuments in Britain. The castle was built by King Henry II of England when he took control of the northern counties. The present form was laid out around 1200. It was the favoured residence of the earls and later dukes of Northumberland. They were among the greatest landowners in northern England. In 1327 the Scots besieged the castle twice without success. The seaside by a golf course has a number of huge concrete blocks from the last war. They were placed at the beaches to make it difficult for Germans to invade the country. Dunstanburgh Castle stands on a remote headland in Northumberland. The castle was built at a time when relations between King Edward II and Earl Thomas of Lancaster had become openly hostile. The castle was constructed by Thomas in 1322. He built it more as a symbol of his opposition to the king than as a military stronghold. Thomas was immensely powerful as the second richest man in England, after the king, with major landholdings across the kingdom. An old fort at this site was destroyed by Vikings in 993, and the Normans later built Bamburgh Castle, which in 1095 became the property of the English king. In the 17th century, due to financial difficulties, the castle deteriorated, but it was restored by various owners during the 18th and 19th centuries. It was finally bought by William Armstrong, who completed its restoration. The castle still belongs to the Armstrong family and is open to the public. Alnwick Castle guards a road crossing the River Aln. Baron of Alnwick erected the first parts of the castle in about 1096. The castle was first mentioned in 1136 when it was captured by King David I of Scotland. At this point it was described as very strong. It was besieged in 1172 and again in 1174 by William the Lion, King of Scotland. William was captured outside the walls during the Battle of Alnwick. The Lord of Alnwick was accused of plotting against King John in 1212. In response, John ordered the demolition of Alnwick Castle, but his instructions were not carried out. Earsdon was an urban district of coal mining. St Albans Anglican Church was built in 1837. St Alban was the first English martyr. The church is proud to have two Tudor glass windows made in 1531. Henry VIII wanted them removed from Hampton Court because they reminded him of Anne Boleyn. The Hastings family acquired and preserved them. In 1874 Lord Hastings presented the windows to St Albans Church. The graveyard of St Albans Anglican Church is home to a memorial to the 204 men and boys killed in the Hartley Colliery disaster of 1862, at the nearby village of New Hartley. Notice that 9 persons in the Little family died, the youngest was only 10 years old. The Spanish City is a dining and leisure center in Whitley Bay. It opened in 1910 as a concert hall, restaurant, roof garden and tea room. A ballroom was added in 1920 and later a permanent funfair. The Spanish City has a 180 feet long frontage and became known for its distinctive dome. By the late 1990s the building had fallen into disrepair, and in the early 2000s it was closed to the public. The building reopened as a dining and leisure center at the end of July 2018.
After an excellent dinner at Colin and Pat's in Whitley Bay, I would take the metro back to Jessamine. At Monksheaton station, I put my credit card into the ticket machine. To my surprise, it was rejected. The same with my Visa card. In addition, the screen went black. Bad day for this metro station, but I was happy that there was no ticket control on the way home. After an excellent dinner at Colin and Pat's in Whitley Bay, I would take the metro back to Jessamine. At Monkseaton station, I put my credit card into the ticket machine. To my surprise, it was rejected. The same with my Visa card. In addition, the screen went black. Bad day for this metro station, but I was happy that there was no ticket control on my way home. After an excellent dinner at Colin and Pat's in Whitley Bay, I would take the metro back to Jessamine. At Monkseaton station, I put my credit card into the ticket machine. To my surprise, it was rejected. The same with my Visa card. In addition, the screen went black. Bad day for this metro station, but I was happy that there was no ticket control on the way home.